Hi, boys and girls. Today we're going to be doing modelled reading together. And remember, when we do modelled reading, Mrs. Agostino is showing you two things: what good reading sounds like and how I use my reading strategies when I come across new words. Remember, good reading sounds like talking. That's right. Today we've got a different type of text. It's not a story, it's not a narrative, it's an information book. This title is called Homes for Everyone. When I turn the page, you'll come across a page called a contents page. Can you say contents page? A contents page tells us all the chapters that we're going to see throughout this story. The first chapter is called A Place to Live. And if I want to go straight to that chapter, I need to turn to page 2. If I want to have a look at the chapter called Homes in Trees, I need to go straight to page 11. We're going to start reading from the beginning. When we are reading a chapter book, we will see on each chapter there's a new title. We need to read this title before we begin reading because it usually tells me what this chapter is going to be about. This chapter is called A Place to Live. A home is a place where people live. People live in homes, so they will be I can see a bossy E sound. So it doesn't make an at sound, it makes an A sound. Let me try again. Safe. Safe. Let's reread. People live in homes, so they will be safe. That makes sense. It looks right and it sounds right. They need to be warm in winter and cool in summer. That makes sense. Look at all the different houses. These are different places to live. They're all different homes. Homes and gardens. Did you notice that was a new chapter? Some families live in big homes that have lots of rooms. The bedrooms are of 10 upstairs. Often upstairs. The bedrooms are often upstairs, and the kitchen and living rooms are downstairs. These homes have gardens where children can play. Some homes have swimming pools too. I wonder if your home has a swimming pool. It's not a new chapter yet, there's no title. Some people live in smaller homes. These people like to live near the shops and their work. These homes have little gardens. Can you see the little garden there? New chapter. I can see a new chapter title. Apartments. I wonder if the picture's going to help me here. I've tried to break it apart. Apartments. I can see two small words. I can see part and I can see men. But I wonder if the picture's going to help me because I can't keep reading on the sentence. I don't know the sentence yet. Let's see. I've seen that before. I've stayed in one of them when I've gone on holidays. An apartment. Well, this is apartments. Apartments. A lot of people live in apartments. Sometimes apartments are called flats. You might have heard that word in Pig the Pug. He lives in a flat. An apartment is a small home inside a much bigger building. Some of these buildings are not very tall. Some of these buildings are not very tall. There might be only 10 or 20 apartments inside them. Sometimes there are gardens around these buildings. We don't even need to visualize the gardens because we can see them. Can you see the gardens outside the apartments? Other apartment buildings are very tall. Wow, look how tall this one is. I know it's tall because I can see how small the trees look. There are hundreds of apartments inside them. People can go up to their apartments and down to the ground again in a lift. Hmm, I always thought it was an elevator. Maybe that's another name for a lift or an elevator. New title. Homes on water. Oh, cool. I know some boats that are like houseboats. People live on them on water. Let's keep reading. Sometimes people build homes on water. They live in homes on rivers or lakes. Some of these homes can be moved and some cannot. Oh, that's new information. I didn't know that. Some people who have homes on water do lots of fishing in the sea. That makes sense. Where else would they do fishing? I used that beginning sound and I had to think about the story. They do not have cars or bikes. Could you ask yourself a question? I'm asking myself a question. Why don't they have cars or bikes? Well, they wouldn't really be able to use them, would they? That makes sense. They move from place to place on boats. I've seen this word before. Do you remember what it was? Often. Often. The sea is flat and still. But if people know that a storm is coming, do you remember what from our last story? This is called what when the writing is nice and dark? Bold. Did you remember? It means I need to change my voice. But if people know that a storm is coming, they move their homes to a safer place. I wonder where that safer place might be. New title. Homes in rock. Homes in rock? I've never seen a home in a rock before. I wonder if you have. Some people have made their homes in caves. Some of these homes are very old, but people still live in them today. Caves are good to live in because the rock walls keep the rooms cool in summer and something in winter. And what's the opposite of cool? Warm, and warm in winter. In some places, it is too hot to live above the ground. Oh, I can see my bossy E. Will that help me? Above the ground. In some places, it is too hot to live above the ground. That doesn't make sense. I've tried breaking up the word into what it looks like. Let's see if I can think of a word that would make sense in this sentence. It is too hot to live above the ground. That means on top. In some places, it is too hot to live above the ground. A good strategy is to reread like I'm reading so that we know that it makes sense. So people build their homes in rock, under the ground, where it is always cool. Wow, they still have everything else in their homes. Table and chairs. New chapter. Homes in trees. Some people build their homes high above the ground in trees or on long Let's break it up. We know and ill. Let's put that together. Still. Let's add the t. Stilt. Add this. Stilts. Long stilts. These must be stilts. The stilts are made from the trunks of tall trees. I think that looks like the trunk of a tall tree. Wow, look how tall they are. I wonder where they are. A forest, maybe? Let's keep reading. In a forest. Oh, that doesn't look like forest. If it was forest, it would start with a f. It starts with a r. Let's see. In a rain. Rain. That was rain. Rain forest. Rainforest. In a rainforest, houses are built in the tree tops. Tree tops. Away from the wet ground. I wonder why. These homes keep people safe from animals and floods too. Well, that's why they have to stay up so high. It keeps them safe from animals and floods. See what happens when we read information books? We're learning so much. Homes for everyone. Some people even live in homes made from big metal boxes. Wow. The boxes once carried goods on ships to places all around the world. Wow. And now they're made out of homes. Look, they've added windows and doors. Everyone needs a home. Homes can be high up in buildings or trees. They can be built on water or land or underground. People's homes should be safe and happy places. I know my home is a safe and happy place. What makes your home a safe and happy place? And this is usually what's at the end of information books. The last page or the last few pages are called a glossary. Can you say glossary? A glossary is like a little dictionary at the back. It gives me the words throughout the book. So these words were throughout our story, and it tells me what it means. So the first word was apartments. Apartments, small homes inside a bigger building. It tells me what it means. Lift, a small box that moves people up and down tall buildings. That does sound like an elevator. I was right. Stilts, long poles that support a home built high above the ground. Storm, heavy rain, snow or hail, often with strong winds. See? And then we've got our final home at the back. This was a home on the water. I hope you enjoyed our information book. Bye.